Smash Factor.
Ripping driver, going for it. Oh my goodness. How about that tee shot?
That is crazy how far that is.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
That's an aggressive line. That is beyond long.
Look at this, he's just driven the green. He has just driven the green.
I guess hello world, huh?
Welcome everybody to the Smash Factor, a little bit different format this week. It's basically like Cup with Cup mixed with Smash. Just wanted to get a little podcast out there for Wednesday afternoon. This is early Wednesday, kind of gather my thoughts, a little bit different format. Not much content this week, but pretty much keep the same format as I did last year. This will probably be 20 minutes or so. Give you a little food for thought, and then I'll put out my full package later on this afternoon, early evening for the premium members. And we'll, right now, contest looking a little slow to fill, so you may have some overlay out there if you want to go check them out. If you'd like to join Gup's Corner as we head towards the PGA Championship, then basically bam, bam, bam with the U.S. Open and the Open May, June, and July. Use the code SMASH, get 20% off. Any package includes a 7-day risk-free trial. That stays with you for life. You can upgrade at any time and get your same 20% off. So if you want to start out weekly, upgrade later, you still get your 20% off as long as you remain a member. Listener League is in the description. Out a little bit later this week, and it's probably about half full right now. So jump in there. Let's fill that up. DraftKings is nice enough to go ahead and put one out this week, even though a short week, and well, not short week, but got it out later. Plus, not as much interest as people are kind of taking it as a off week, which I did a little bit. My real job's really busy right now, but still putting out, all the content for the premium members, and then this little podcast. So just the basics. It's team format. Best ball, alternate shot. They have a cut, then best ball, alternate shot on the weekend. It's top 33 teams and ties. There are 80 teams here. So used to be 35, but when the PGA went to 65 in ties, they cut this to 33 in ties. So you have 160 guys here. So big field, but obviously they can still get through it, being that you do best ball and alternate shot Thursday and Friday, make a cut, and then small teams on the weekend. Weather-wise, and so in DraftKings you'll see Cantley and Xander, and they're both 11-1. Well, you can only pick one on your team. In our Green Machine Optimizer, we've already done that work for you. You can only see one guy from each team. That way there's not confusion on your exposure and percentages and all that, and I'll load my ownership later on this afternoon, the evening as well. So you can build your teams that way. You can utilize my kind of final rankings and all that. If you're unfamiliar with who's on a team and all that kind of stuff, if you're hand building, it's a little bit easier. Just know you can't put two on the same team in the same lineup. So, if you're coming down there and you can't put Bramlett and Wu in the same lineup, even though they would fit, because they're both AK. They're both going to score the same. They score as one team. So that's just how DK does that. Weather looks pretty steady Thursday, really. Pretty windy, decent winds, some gust. Morning a little bit gustier than afternoon. And then Friday, a little bit better in the morning than afternoon right now, but there is a storm system potentially middle of the day, a little bit of rain, nothing crazy. But some gust up there, kind of midday-ish. A slight lean PM, AM. I don't know how much. There are 40 teams will be going out in the morning and 40 teams in the afternoon. So I'll finalize later on this afternoon, evening, and see if I truly think it's worth going. Right now, I would just lean PM, AM if you're kind of looking at stuff. That's where I would be. Maybe it's a tiebreaker. Maybe if you want to build a substack of all PM, AMs and then throw in some AM, PMs and then throw in some mixed, I wouldn't hate that. It's nothing significant right now, but I would lean that way, PM, AM, as far as weather goes. It doesn't look like we'll have any major delays. Small rain system may come through midday, but I don't think enough to kind of delay it enough where we have to worry about going to Saturday. But we said that before, we wind up going into Saturday. The weekend looks, we all cover out the cut, but About the same. Some of that rain overnight Friday, and then all the way from that point on through the end of the tournament Sunday, there's no rain in the forecast. A little bit lighter winds, some gusts at times, but nothing crazy. I think the tournament will be easily, done on time and all that kind of stuff. Trending the highest owned, to no surprise, Cantley and X, the Morikawa, the Kims, Tom and Si Woo, Fitzpatrick brothers, Burns and Billy Ho, Montgomery and Kitayama is who I have as the highest, in no specific order out of those right now. So potential sleeper, low owned. Obviously, that's a little bit different in a team format. It could be like a 7, 8, 9% guy. You're going to have a lot of probably 1-2 percenters because I think the ownership will, concentrate to certain groups for the most part because there's a lot of these teams that are, probably not even worth stomaching, a flyer. So, I mean, you could, 5, 6, 7% won't be the worst thing this week. Palmer and Piercy is a team that I kind of think that could ham and egg it around here. Again, $7,700. They both rate out individually decent. Palmer's won this with Ron before. They're probably in that 5 to 7% range. Lee Hodges and Shelton both show flashes at times. Maybe they could get around here, ham and egg it. Both rank in the top 40s as individuals, which not a lot of teams do, especially, $8,100 is a good price point. Sub 10% there. Nunez and Gomez. Nunez we've used quite a few times, in the 6K range. Gomez not as strong, but as a team, I think they're going to be, that 5% range or less. I don't mind them. Carson Young, who we saw flourish last week, and then Westmoreland, who has flashed several times before as, again, cheap, 6,500. Not going to be that high owned, call it sub 5%. All this kind of risky, but those are the kind of plays that I don't mind getting to, especially if you're in the camp of, I'm just going to play all the Cantley X I can. Maybe you fade one of the other big 3 or 4 and get overweight on Cantley and X. If you're fading Cantley and X and potentially Morikawa, one of those, if you're fading both, you can pretty much build however you want. And I think the third own would be the Kims right there. So maybe you fade 2 or one of those 3. Maybe it's Cantley X and you fade the other 2 so you can get overweight. That'll be kind of some of the, where do you feel comfortable going this week? For me right now, it'd be Morikawa. If I was going to fade up there, my fade for sure would be Billy Ho and Burns. I think it is somewhat risky. I think they'll be a little bit lower owned, but not much. Billy Ho's just not playing well, but he plays this tournament so well. Burns obviously is come around. He's looking better than what he was earlier in the year. I get it. But I thought they may be lower owned, and they're really not. They're going to be, right there in that top 5, 6 owned in the field. 9,500. There's just other teams I'd rather go to. Kim, and I'd even like Morikawa over them. But right now, I would fade Burns and Holmes. Burns and Horschel for me would be my favorite fade. If I was going to fade between Cantley X and Morikawa, it would be Morikawa. I'm not sure I'm getting rid of Morikawa yet, but I lean that way. And then I lean just going overweight on Cantley and X. Fade those 2 who are going to be up there. Play some Kim brothers, M. Mitchell, stuff like that, and kind of go down that way. And then probably another one that's a little bit higher owned than what I would think would be Aaron Rye and Lipsky. Rye's been playing great, played great last week. They're 9K flat. I don't know that I trust Lipsky enough in that setting. And they're not super high owned, but 11, 13% at 9K. I'd rather go elsewhere there. So there's the guys that I'm also kind of off of. Staying strong for me, I just mentioned Cantley and X. Clark and Hostler, I think that could be a little bit of a dangerous team. I think they could ham and egg it well. Got the PM/AM draw, 9,400. Kind of like them this week. The Kims, I obviously like. I think they'll be up there, top 3 owned though. They do have PM/AM. They look good. And they played President's Cup as well. I like them a lot. And then Binion and SH Kim, a little bit higher owned, but $7,100. They really make some things fit. Again, so those type of teams I mind being with, and because I like some of the other kind of mid chalk, I really think I'm only going to go Cantley X and just fade Morikawa, Burns, Horschel. Those 2 teams, maybe one more mid chalk team, and then I can kind of build and hope I have enough different and take a few risks down in that lower end of the price board. Leverage plays. Two lowest up top are going to be Rye Lipsky or Spawn Buckley. Both of those are going to be a little bit lower owned, still over 10% for both of them, but they'll be lower owned than what else is around them. Probably wind up being Spawn and Buckley as the lowest, but Buckley obviously dock of the week for us last week. Maybe he gets a little bit of steam. Spawn's shown flashes at times, not coming in with the best of form. I think it'll be between those for sure. And then down in the 8K range, I think Todd and Kazire or Redmond Ryder will be the lowest. Those will be the two teams that are lowest for sure. I don't really hate Todd Kazire. I could see that being a team that kind of does. And obviously, I like Redmond. Got obviously Doc of the Week's named Doc of the Week for a reason. I just don't know if I trust it as much. So those I would probably lean Todd Kazire if you want to get a little different. They're both coming in around 9% for me. Maybe flirts with 10. They're 83, 8,400, so nothing there. Redmond's just not been playing as well. I think the stronger pairing would be Todd and Kazire. But either way, if you want some leverage plays, those are the ones that they're at. Links in the description for Underdog and Prize Pick. Same link, same code, GUP, GUP. Dollar for dollar match up to $100. Underdog's got all kinds of stuff going for NFL. And then NBA, NHL playoff stuff. They released another golf playoff. So if you missed the first season long, they have one for just the last 3 tournaments. You can get in there. I know our boy in, I think it was KRS and Slack has updated his sheet that he had. So if you remember, you can get in there and check that out. It's fun doing those best balls. So if you want to come check all that out, dollar for dollar match up to $100. Prize Picks, to my surprise, actually does have some picks up this week. So my round 1 picks are Fitz over Wu and Bramlett, birdie or better. M. Mitchell over Riley Hardy, birdie or better. Hostler Clark over Gordon and Thompson, birdie or better. And then X and Cantley under 64. Those are my round 1 picks. You can mix a couple hockey play in there, a couple NBA plays if you want to do that and make it a 6-way, or you can do 2 more golf if you want to get that 25-1 payout. Same code, GUP, dollar for dollar match up to $100. I'll have those out nightly if it looks like they're going to have them, along with bets that I do as well. One and done. I know most aren't doing this week. I have one league that is, and they're doing it. Hey, we're going to do it, but it doesn't count against your season pick. So you can pick anybody. If you're in that type of format and it doesn't cost you like your one and done stats, meaning if I take Team Cantley X, I can still use Cantley X, or if I've already used them, I can pick them this week. I would take one of the top teams. I would just do that. If you're, so those are there. If you're truly in one that you have to pick them, but if you use them, they're one of the guys is gone. I don't know how people are doing it, but I like M and Mitchell. I like the Kims. And kind of a team that's up there, dollar-wise, odds-wise, a little bit sneaky. Maybe Clark and Hostler would be the one that I would go to if you have a one and done. I know most are taking this week off. Don't forget, Smash, 20% off any package, locked in for life there. I will do the giveaways for the Masters, the 2 big giveaways. I'm staring over there. They got the package, the Gups Corner gift pack already. And then we'll do the big giveaway is going to be one of the big tickets for the PGA Championship. I will do that Monday on Smash Factor. I was going to do it today, but being that a lot of people aren't really tuned in, I didn't want to put it out there. So we'll do that Monday. If you were a new sign up between March 1st and through that Monday after the Masters, you were in the drawing. I will announce those Monday as well. Hope you guys have a great week. Enjoy it. Watch the contest. Some big overlay. Last year, I was like, man, I'm not going to play much. Obviously, I play because I do the content, so I was like, I might as well play some. But I played more than I expected because we got towards late Wednesday night, and there was some pretty good overlay. We'll see how this week turns out. Don't get crazy, but if you see some good contest, I'd probably get a game plan and be like, here's what I want to do. Watch them all so they don't feel on you. And then maybe have, if this doesn't feel, I may do this or add this or switch this up or try this because it's got good overlay. If you have questions in Slack, stuff like that, reach out to me. I'll be around most of the evening as well. Hope you guys have a great Wednesday and a good week. We'll talk to you soon.